it's painful to watch yourself on the screen. I see so many friends here. Thank you for recognizing our work at Rappler. It comes at a crucial time when our organization and Philippine democracy are struggling to survive. We've written a lot about our two battlefronts, a brutal drug war, tens of thousands killed, and the exponential lies on social media that incite hate and stifle free speech. We battle impunity from the Philippine government and from Facebook. Both seed violence, fear, and lies that poison our democracy. Those lies on social media form the basis of the government's many legal cases against us. In January this year, they tried to shut us down, alleging we're foreign-owned. We're not. That we're tax evaders. Well, they charged us that about 6 months after the tax agency gave us an award for being a top corporate taxpayer, along with other ridiculous charges. I've run out of synonyms for the word ridiculous. Got my voice back. Why should you care? Well, aside from the fact that you're my friends, our problems are fast becoming your problems. Boundaries around the world have collapsed, and we can begin to see a kind of global playbook. When President Trump banned Jim Acosta last night, he followed President Duterte's actions against our reporter, Pia Ranada, and me. I haven't reported, but I'm banned from the palace for early this year. Of course, when Trump called CNN and the New York Times fake news a week later, you saw the video, Duterte called Rappler fake news. Power corrupts, it coerces, and co-ops. I feel this deeply because I run a business, and while numbers are important and we must survive, we need to find a business model that sustains journalism. I know that I've made, my colleagues and I, the founders of Rappler, and the people, hi, you're watching in Manila, the people of Rappler have made really bad business decisions because we protect the public interest, the mission that is at the heart of why I became a journalist in the first place. I won't betray that. In my country now, good investigative journalism is bad business. And it comes at a time when the business model of our global industry is crumbling. In 2017, 90% of new digital ad spend went to Google and Facebook. Now, the social media tech giants, and I have many friends in both, they're now the world's largest distributor of news. Yet, they shy away from the responsibilities that come with that. And that has global impact. We're living through it, allowing authoritarian-style leaders to use their platforms to cripple trust, remold truth, and consolidate their power. This has been a very, very humbling year for me. It's challenged everything I believed. I come out of it with 3 appeals for the future. The first is to the men and women who work in governments like mine, using a scorched earth policy to grow power, appealing to the worst of human nature. These men and women working in government, you have the power to stop the erosion of democracy, maintain the rule of law. Your silence means consent. Don't let your ambition or your fear cripple the values of our next generation. To the social media platforms who we work with. Your business model has divided societies and weakened democracies. Personalization says, my reality is different from yours, and we can all have our realities. But all of these realities have to coexist in the public sphere. You can't tear us apart. You can't tear us apart to the point that we don't agree on the facts. Why? Why should you allow lies to spread? Yes, it's a great responsibility, but this is not a matter of free speech. It's a gatekeeping role, once wielded by human journalists. As we've seen time and again, online hate leads to real-world violence. You know this in the US. Consider making the same tough business decisions our little company made to protect the public sphere, to ensure democracy survives. The third, to the journalists and activists who continue to fight, we have to stay the course. Sometimes people say you're naive or you're foolish. People say that about us. We're not. These times require that because without hope, we have no energy to move forward. So we have to take the long view, work together. No, we're not alone. This is a global battle. Despite the reporting I've done in war zones, in conflict areas, I've always believed in the goodness of human nature. I think we are basically good. That has never been tested as much as it is today. But it's one of my fundamental values, a choice to find hope for a better future. This is why we created Rappler. To our shareholders in Manila, the people who invested, the Filipino shareholders, Marcus Broccoli, North Base Media, and Omidyar Network. Thank you for believing in our vision of an innovative, free, and independent media. I'm sorry that because you're friends of mine and you believed in us, you're in trouble with us. These times, they force us to define exactly who we are, what values we live by, and what lines we will not cross, nor allow others to cross. Thank you, the people in this room, International Center for Journalists and the Knight Foundation, for supporting international journalism, for recognizing our work, renewing the hope that powers our reporting and keeps us going. Finally, to my team in Manila, who is just waking up, they're tweeting, they're live tweeting. This is yours. For every story that holds power to account, for every day we survive, for every time we avoid cynicism. You don't do that. We are Rappler, and we will hold the line. Thank you.